All right, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the cat and dog in the living room. Someone out there is Googling, can a cat get pregnant by a dog? And honestly, I respect the curiosity. Maybe your tabby's been getting a little too friendly with the golden retriever next door. Maybe you stumbled across some questionable internet forum at 2 a.m. Or maybe, just maybe, you're here because the algorithm blessed you with this magnificent question, and now you need answers. Well, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the biology, the science, and yes, the absolute impossibility of cat-dog hybrid babies. Spoiler alert, nature has some very strict rules about this stuff. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me just say, if you were picturing tiny puppies with whiskers or kittens that bark, I'm about to completely shatter that dream. Sorry, not sorry. Let's get into it. Okay, let's rip the Band-Aid off right now. Can a cat get pregnant by a dog? No. Hard. No. Not even a little bit. Not even if they really, really like each other. Not even if you light some candles and play Barry White in the background. Biologically speaking, it's about as likely as you growing wings and flying to the moon. It's just not happening. And before you start typing angry comments about how love conquers all or life finds a way, no, Jeff Goldblum was talking about dinosaurs, not interspecies romance between Mr. Whiskers and Buddy the Beagle. The reason? DNA. Chromosomes. The fundamental building blocks of life that basically act like a biological bouncer at the club, saying, "You're not on the list, buddy." Here's where things get spicy. And by spicy, I mean scientifically fascinating in a way that'll make you sound super smart at parties. Dogs have 78 chromosomes. 78! That's their genetic instruction manual for making more dogs. Cats? They're working with a modest 38 chromosomes. That's not even half. We're talking about a genetic mismatch, so massive. It's like trying to connect a PlayStation controller to an Xbox. The hardware just doesn't communicate. For two animals to create viable offspring, they need to be genetically compatible at the species level. And cats and dogs, they're not even in the same zip code, let alone the same neighborhood. They belong to entirely different families. Cats are Felidae, dogs are Canidae. That's like comparing apples to, well, not even oranges. More like apples to transmission fluid. Now I know what you're thinking. But wait, what about mules? What about ligers? I've seen hybrid animals. And you're absolutely right to call that out. Some animals can interbreed. Horses and donkeys make mules, lions and tigers make ligers, which, let's be honest, are equal parts majestic and terrifying. But here's the key. Those animals are closely related at the genetic level. Horses and donkeys both belong to the genus Equus. Lions and tigers both belong to the genus Panthera. The DNA similarity is close enough that their chromosomes can do the awkward handshake and make something work. It's not always pretty, and the offspring are usually sterile, but it can happen. Cats and dogs? Not even remotely close. A domestic cat belongs to the genus Felis. Dogs belong to the genus Canis. These families diverged millions of years ago. We're talking ancient history. Dinosaur-level ancient. Your cat has more in common genetically with a lion than it does with your labradoodle. Plot twist. Even within the cat family, not everyone gets along genetically. Your adorable domestic shorthair cannot get pregnant by a tiger, a lion, or any other big cat roaming the Serengeti. I know, shocking. But here's why. Even though they're all cats, they belong to different genera. Domestic cats are Felis. Big cats like lions, tigers, and leopards are Panthera. They share the same family, Felidae. But the genetic distance between genera is still too great. It's like being distant cousins who show up at the same family reunion but have absolutely nothing in common except a last name. So if cats can't even make babies with other cats outside their genus, what chance does a dog have? Exactly. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Now here's where we get even nerdier. And I promise this is the last science lesson before we wrap this up. The number of chromosomes matters, sure. But it's not the only thing that matters. Even if you somehow found two animals with the same number of chromosomes, they still might not be able to reproduce. Why? Because it's not just about quantity. It's about quality, organization, and how those genes actually function. Think of chromosomes like IKEA furniture instructions. Even if two animals have the same number of instruction pages, if the diagrams are completely different, you're not building the same table. You're probably not building anything functional at all. You're just sitting there surrounded by screws and confusion. So even if, in some bizarre alternate universe, someone tried to make a cat-dog hybrid happen, fertilization wouldn't occur, the sperm and egg wouldn't recognize each other. They'd be like two people speaking completely different languages trying to have a conversation. It's just not happening. And even if, by some miraculous glitch in the matrix, fertilization DID occur, no normal embryo would develop. The chance of survival would be essentially zero. Nature has rules, and she enforces them hard. Okay, real talk. If you've seen videos or photos online claiming to show cat-dog hybrids, I hate to break it to you, but that's either A, a very confused mixed-breed animal, B, Photoshop wizardry, C, clickbait, lying to you for views. The internet is full of misinformation, and unfortunately, the cat-dog hybrid myth is one that refuses to die. But now you know better. You're armed with knowledge. You're immune to the lies. Those adorable puppy cats are just cats with dog-like personalities, or dogs with cat-like features. Genetics doesn't work on vibes, people. So let's bring this home. Can a cat get pregnant by a dog? Absolutely not. The genetic incompatibility is insurmountable. Different chromosome counts, different genera, different families. It's a biological impossibility wrapped in a scientific ain't gonna happen. But hey, that doesn't mean cats and dogs can't be friends. They can coexist, play together, even cuddle. Just don't expect any biological miracles. And if your cat and dog are getting a little too friendly for comfort, maybe just separate them during certain times of the month. Not because anything's going to happen, but because nobody wants to explain that situation to the neighbors. If this video answered your burning question, or if you're just here for the chaos, smash that like button and subscribe for more bizarre animal facts that you never knew you needed. Drop a comment and tell me, what weird animal question should I tackle next? Can a chicken and a duck make a chuck? Can a horse and a cow make a how? Let me know. And if you learned something today, share this with a friend who definitely needs a biology refresher. Trust me, we all have that one person. Thanks for watching, and remember, nature is wild, but it's not that wild. Catch you in the next one. Catch you in the